got another special guest. Show me your face.
This is so cool.
Me!
Your voice is just smooth as butter. I just love to listen to you talk.
From 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in, advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
That summer be okay, and please come home. It's been rough, but we know, we believe in resurrection. We try to warn our kids about all these things all the time. Just want to thank everybody for your outpouring of love.
I would be interested in knowing what happened that day. I know it's going to be hard for you to have to relive, but...
Well, sir, I was at work, but from what my wife has told me and stuff, her and her mother and Summer were planting flowers by her grandma's trailer, which is about, 20 feet from the house there, real close to the house. And Summer all of a sudden said, "Mom, I want to go in the house." So she said, "Fine." And her brothers were in there watching YouTube. And so she watched her walk in the door and went in there. And then she went in there, and her brother said that she was going to go downstairs and play with her toys. So she went downstairs, and then Mom come in and says, "Where's Summer?" Well, she's downstairs playing with her toys. And they hollered for her, and there was no answer. So she went down the stairs, and she was nowhere to be found. She went out the basement door. The door was unlocked. But she's never left the area. She might be on the other side of the house, because I went out there before and called for her. She come out from behind the house, because she just has to be outside. She's an outside type of person, But she was gone, buddy. And my wife called me, and I said, "Hang up for me and call 911 right now." And I was at work, and I called 911. Threw all my tools that I could in the vehicle, and from Jonesboro, I come out. I made it out here before anybody because I was freaking out, And when I got home, I drove to the bottom property, and I realized that all my neighbors and stuff were combing the woods looking for her, and I realized right then and there that she was not there. I knew right then and there that she was gone. I just, because she would never leave there on her own. Somebody had taken her out.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is she capable of going through? They've covered miles of area to search.
No, she would never leave, because for one thing, we have bears and wild dogs, and we got druggies that, come around other people's houses and stuff, all hours of the night. But this was like at 5:30 in the evening, which makes me think, someone was laying in wait. I've heard somebody say that these people track kids down on Facebook and find them, and, I've heard that story. I mean, I don't know, but all I know is she's definitely not anywhere around there. I think somebody's abducted her and took her out of the area.
Wow. Well, have you noticed anybody suspicious?
No, and they've done such a good job. They followed every single lead possible. They have tracked down all kinds of people. Yeah, they've tracked down everybody. They even, had me in there, you know, and lie detector tests on the 9 yards.
They have to rule out every possibility.
Yes, absolutely. You know, so it didn't bother me to do it whatsoever. I understand that. And a lot of times the parents are responsible, you know.
It's the history, recent history that's been the case. Or like a family member.
Right, absolutely, yes. But, you know, we don't associate with all them people. We try to associate with church people and stuff like that, you know. And Summers, they got a lot of friends in church. They just love her to death, you know.
Where do y'all go to church?
Seventh-day Adventist, sir, right across the street from Walmart, there in Kingsport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we was going to the Baptist church, you know, but when I found out the true Sabbath on Saturday, I wanted to go to a Saturday going church, so I thought I'd go check them out one time, and we've been there ever since.
Oh, wow. What have you all been doing while this has all been going on?
Just trying to cope. Just trying to cope with everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the police. I can't be alone right now for some odd reason, and so if I have to, I'll go down there and talk to the police and just hang out with them, you know, because I just can't be alone right now. I don't know. You know.
How are Summers' brothers doing?
They're coping with it better than me and their mother are. I don't understand that, but I mean, when they really think about it, they're upset, but they're coping with it way better. Especially the youngest one. It's like I don't know. It's weird to me, but
maybe it doesn't seem real to them.
Yeah. But me, you know, I mean, the most I've done is watch the news a little bit. I can't focus on nothing. You know, originally I'm from Utah, and I met my wife in Arkansas, and we come out here to help my mother because she got sick, and then she ended up dying from, I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, but she left us that property, and we've been there ever since.
Okay.
We've made Tennessee our home. There's a lot of good people here.
When did y'all move here?
Well, about 13 years ago from Arkansas. I was about to help my mother because she was in need.
So your kids, this has been their only home then?
Yes, sir.
Born and raised
here? Yes, sir. Well, except for my oldest one. He was born in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the rest, I think, the rest were all born here, yes.
And does your wife have a Wisconsin connection?
Yes. Well, her sister, my wife's sister come up missing, like, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but they never found no trace of her either.
Where was that?
I don't know. I really don't know. They never pay attention to any of that part of it.
Yeah. Do you know where she grew up in Wisconsin?
I sure don't. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I have a criminal history. I do, you know, when I was in Utah, when I was younger, you know, but I've turned my life around, doing my best to be a commandment keeper, you know, for sure. Okay. Me and myself, they can do whatever they want to me as long as my kids are safe, you know, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and so what is your plan now? I mean, what is your outlook?
Well, my only plan now is just, no matter what happens, you know, either way, I'm stay in church, be a commandment keeper, and wait for the resurrection day, buddy.
Yeah.
That's all we can all do, you know.
Do you have hope for Summer being found?
Well, I have hope, but, you know, statistically speaking, or looking at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough thing to think about.
Well, yeah, of course. You know, I'd feel for anybody in that position. I'm sure you would too. You know,
Absolutely.
You know, any kid that's being tortured or hurt in any way, you know, and missing their parents and their good friends in church and stuff like that. You know, just unimaginable what she's going through.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I pray for is for peace for her somehow. I wish she could could have got to know Jesus better or something, but she's so young, she don't know what all that stuff means in church, you know. But
I don't think God holds that against children.
oh no, not at all. I just wish she had peace of mind, that's all.
Do you have any hope that this is all going to end well?
I have hope, buddy, but you know, you looked at the statistics of it all, you know. I mean, through our church and other churches, the worldwide prayer, you know, is going on for her. So, plus all the law enforcement agents are praying and everybody, you know. We're just hoping that God will turn it around, you know, somehow, some miraculous way, bud, you know.
Okay. All right, well, I know I'm taking up a lot of your time, and I really appreciate you talking to me.
You're fine, buddy. Thank you so much.
Take care, and I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your family.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Take care.
Thank you.
I think it's really tough on all the people out here that are missing Father's Day, and it's making them a little bit edgy, and we're a little bit edgy. My wife is real edgy, and it's getting tougher, I think, for everybody.
Since Summer went missing Tuesday night, Don Wells says the Department of Children's Services has helped their family work through the trauma, but he says Summer's brothers are not doing too well.
They kind of fighting more than usual and stuff, and they got into it first thing this morning, and the team come up running up the hill. They heard screams, and so I've been trying to keep it down. She'd be frantic. I mean, she's having a hard time. And she'll be okay for a little bit, and then, I mean, she's up and down.
Do you think at this point that she is still alive?
I really don't know. Hopefully, yes. Depending on how bad or what's going on with her. I mean, we hope, there's always hope. Well, the helicopter was flying till 4 in the morning, and we was hopeful that they had some kind of lead or something like that, so we was up till 4 in the morning watching, and you know, but nothing, haven't come up with anything.
Summer's father believes that she is no longer in the forest here behind me in the Beach Creek community. He believes that she has been abducted.
There's been some subjects that I've been trying to sidestep because I just didn't feel like it was appropriate. But I think the TV news has already gone there, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to give your side of the story and explain. You know, there's the situation that occurred in October, the domestic arrest, and then the order of protection that your wife filed, which she dismissed. I saw that. But,
yeah.
Would you like to address that and tell me from what happened there?
Well, I don't know. I really want to, but I mean, my intention.
You didn't plead to the domestic stuff. You pled to the possession of a gun while intoxicated. So
yeah,
the domestic stuff.
I mean, I've kept a black powder gun, you know, the whole time I've been here because we do have bears, and I thought if there was an emergency situation, or one of my kids were being hurt or something, I would have quick access to it being locked up in my truck.
Right.
You know, and I just forgot about the part that you can't have it in your vehicle. You know, I can have one in my home, but not in my vehicle, and I just that part kind of slipped my mind, you know.
I mean, and I wouldn't even ask you about this, but it's already out there now, and that's why I felt, you know, now's the time to maybe broach the subject, because if you don't address it, it's just going to get worse. Speculation is just going to get worse. The report pretty much states from the police perspective what happened. Is that pretty much how it happened from your point of view also?
And what's that?
I guess there was like there was a accusation.
Well, my wife was trying to make me jealous so I'd come back, and it worked very well. So yeah, I come across the country as fast as that little truck would go. You know, I wanted to go to Utah, and I had a job, pretty good job there, working in Park City and everything, and I was I wanted to move my family out there and sell the property, but I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I've done everything the wrong way and everything. And plus the cost of living in Utah is so sky high that it's just unbelievable. You can't even hardly find a house. When you do, it's so expensive. It's just unreal. I was glad to get back to Tennessee anyway. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened out there. I was attacked in so many ways, like Satan himself was attacking me. And so I'm really trying hard to be a Christian, my stuff. And I got attacked in a lot of ways. And, so I was actually glad to get back.
So she wanted you to come home and was trying to yeah,
okay. Exactly.
But there was kind of a confrontation, though, that, when the police get involved, and, it's up to the next level, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of them things,
and
she thought I was out there at Utah, and I was at my sister's house, and she was having a party, and I was trying to tell her that I was at my sister's house at this party, and me and my son Josie was getting some food, and I told her I need to go. And what I was trying to tell her was I need to go get in bed so I could drive to Park City that morning, because there was all kind of work out there, and they give me a good job out there. And what she heard was something totally different, where we are partying and getting drunk or whatever, and she heard Lynn's voice in the background, and she heard I got to go so I can continue partying, is what she heard.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the case, and I was, and I didn't elaborate a whole lot to her, so she thought, she was thinking the worst, but actually I was just trying to get in bed where I could go to work. And we was just getting some food and saying hello to my sister and everything like that, but she thought it was something totally different, and I understand that now. We didn't communicate as well as we should have,
When I asked the sheriff about all this stuff, he said it was not relevant to the investigation, but now that it's all coming out, I just I wanted you to be able to clear the air before.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Before that there's going to be so much speculation, especially that order of protection. That was not. That wording was not good. It said she's fears for her safety, her mother's safety, and the children's safety.
Yeah, there was so much confusion when I first got back. She was still thinking on them same lines, and I didn't know anything about that until we was able to sit down and talk about every little thing that had happened. Then we started figuring out, and I was able to explain to her that wasn't the case. And just like I'm telling you now, I mean, we discussed all this, and we was like, well, what? We was both thinking in totally different directions, and was able to figure it all out. And, but yeah, the order of protection, I mean, it was just a fight between me and her friends and her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew I had the black powder pistol in my glove box, so they used that against me.
How long have you been married?
I'm not sure. It's been since Summer was a baby, I think.
Yeah.
Or, it's been so long ago. It was at a friend of mine's house, Mrs. Trent. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I'm not good with dates and everything like that. I got
when Summer was a baby, so probably 5 years or so. Well, here's another sticky one. The situation with your oldest son. In his previous criminal history, and his conviction as a sexual offender against children. That's that's a pretty big red flag, and I asked you about that the first time we spoke.
Yeah. Well, let me elaborate if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, if here in Tennessee, say for instance, your boy or one of your kids, is 17, and the one he's with No, so he's 18 and she's 17 or something like that. Okay, in other states, so especially like Utah, you're probably not going to ever get out of prison. I mean, but here in Tennessee, they look at there's got to be so many years difference between them. Mm-hmm. Okay, but in Arkansas, where he was arrested, they don't care about that. But here in Tennessee, he would have never went to jail, and he would have got to raise his boy, and everything probably would have been fine. But in Arkansas, total different story. I mean, there's got to be a certain amount of years between them, and there was only 18 months, maybe a year, I don't know, between them.
Oh, was that a situation like she was like 16 or 17, and he was
yeah, like 18 or 19, and she was, it was only like 18 months difference.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That
they had a baby.
Look a lot worse then.
Yes, it does, and it's wrong. It is wrong. There's a lot of, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, see, then...
I'll even have him call you if you want me to, and he could probably explain it better to you.
Well,
he's a good kid.
When we spoke the first time, you said that you talked to him.
Yeah.
You said that you talked to him and that he was in Utah when this all happened.
No, they was in Arkansas.
Oh, he was in Arkansas when this all happened.
Yes, sir, and he done time in Arkansas State Prison.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I mean, when Summer went missing. When Summer went
Oh,
missing.
yeah, he's in Utah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think the police have already alluded to this, but there's no connection between him and what happened to Summer.
No way he would ever even think of something like this. I mean, when I first told him, he bawled like a little baby. My sisters all cried, and there's so many good Christian folks around here. I didn't even realize till this happened how many good people there are around here.
Well, do you want to talk about what happened to you in Utah? What your previous criminal history was?
I really don't want to talk about all that stuff. And Utah's a whole different ballgame than Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Mormon state. I call it the moron state. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I feel. I know there's a lot of good Christians. There's Mormons that are good Christians that are trying to be good Christians. But the whole Mormon thing, I stick strictly with the Bible. So if I don't agree with the Bible, then, and I'm not trying to put any Mormons down because I know there's a lot of good Christian folks in the Mormon church, and I just don't believe the Book of Mormon.
Well, what was your conviction for?
I've had, several charges over the years. I used to have, I don't know if I should elaborate on any of that, but I just...
Okay, it's your choice. I'm not gonna go.
I mean, it's not anything good. I never used to be. I wasn't really a Christian when I was younger, and I found God in prison. I started studying the Bible intently because I wanted to change, and that's when I got to know God and became a real trying hard to be a Christian. Of course, I backslid multiple times, but I'll never let it happen again. I promise you that.
Okay. Well, I'm only asking because I just want to give you an opportunity to clear the airs, and I think it's, as this goes longer and longer, the reporters are going to need more things to write about or do on their and so eventually this is going to come around. So Wes, I just wanted to give you a chance to get ahead of it. Head it off at the pass. I can understand how a person isn't the same person they were when they're in their 20s. Right. But it's gonna come out eventually the longer this goes on. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Okay.
And so this is your opportunity.
Okay.
Is that all? So is that all that you wanted to say about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And believe me, it don't give me no pleasure to talk about this because as far as I'm concerned, you're the victim, your wife's the victim, your kids are the victims. But it's not going to just this isn't going to be brushed over at this point, I don't think.
Right. No, not at all.
So I know that and it's going to be discussed and going to be the topic of discussion.
Yeah, you know, people can speculate all they want. That's fine. You know, we just want our summer back. She was definitely, I consider it a great blessing from God when I got her. And she was a daddy's girl. She wouldn't even go to her mother for the first year, and it just kind of broke her heart. But I've never seen anything like that in my life, and I never expected anything like that. And you know,
there's always a connection between a father and a daughter that's special.
Yeah. I've just never seen nothing like this, and I don't know why she was like that exactly. But I mean, she's got her little friends too, you know, younger boys that she wants to be with them all the time, you know, and stuff. And you know, and I knew, you know, someday she's gonna grow up and get married and go, you know, raise her own family. But now I just don't know I have no idea where she's at or he's got her.
I know it's a nightmare.
Yes, sir.
And I didn't want to have to broach these subjects, but I knew that it's coming. It's coming eventually. You're going to be asked.
She has such a good, loving, kind heart. She just, you know, she's so loving. I mean, it's like God sent her an angel.
Well,
it hurts so bad.
Has there been any developments at home or in the search overnight, or since we spoke?
Not a trace.
Yeah,
not a trace.
It's like a living nightmare.
Yes, sir. It is. It really is.
Okay.
The first couple of days, I kept thinking I might wake up and it would be a nightmare, but it is a living nightmare. It's a real nightmare.
Are you still working? Did you get back to work?
This is the second day I've been back to work and I ain't got much done at all. I just can't think. I can't concentrate. I don't know where I'm at. I wish I wouldn't have even took on another house at this point, but I don't know. I just hope my bosses will be, I'm sure that they're sympathetic. I mean, I'm sure.
Did you see the someone had posted a reward for information?
I didn't.
It was a fellow from Kingsport. It should be online. On the Kingsport Facebook page, you can find it. But a fellow from Kingsport has offered a $25,000 reward for anybody that provides information.
I thank him from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I better let you get back to work. And I really appreciate you talking to me. And
I appreciate you.
Not an easy subject. It's not an easy subject to discuss.
It's not, but I thank you, sir.
Sarah, I spent the day looking into Donald Wells' previous charges in Utah, Arkansas, and Tennessee. The Arkansas charges include possession of controlled counterfeit substances without a prescription and burglary. Those charges occurred between 2006 and 2007. In Utah, Wells faced multiple charges from 1990 to 2001. He pled guilty to attempted aggravated assault, interfering with a public servant, forgery, burglary of a dwelling, and theft. When we asked Wells earlier this week if he would like to address his criminal history, he said, quote, "It's in the past and we'll leave it there," end quote.
Argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that.
We also asked Wells about charges in Hawkins County. According to police reports, Wells was arrested in October 2020 and charged with domestic assault, possession of a handgun while under the influence, and unlawful possession of a weapon, following an incident with Summer's mother.
We've worked it out. She's apologized to me. She's went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake, and you know, and that's the end of it.
I spoke with Summer's father on Friday, who said he believes she was taken. He said he's also facing some accusations, but he said the fact of the matter is he just wants his little girl found. He told us the police have to rule out all suspects, including himself.
Well, I think that they have to do that. They can't rule out anybody. I mean, it's their job is to rule out everybody.
They can't rule out anybody. I mean, it's their job is to rule out everybody.
They're just doing their job, what they got to do, and everybody welcomes them to do their job, you know, for sure. We really appreciate what they've done.
Bianca, you spoke with Summer's mother and grandmother today. What did they tell you?
Josh and Sarah, I took a trip down to Ben Hill Road this afternoon with a friend of the Wells family. Now that's where the Wells family lives. I met Summer's mom and grandmother, neither of whom felt up to doing an on-camera interview, but they spoke to me about how much they miss Summer. In a statement, Summer's mom, Candace Wells, told me she knows Summer would never leave her home alone. Summer's grandmother, Candace Hera, told me in a statement, quote, "Bring my grandbaby home. She is a lovely baby and we're so thankful for everyone looking for her. We yelled and looked for her as much as we could. She was just gone. It's devastating." The Wells family told me today that they don't want to go on camera because they don't want to give any more reason for people on social media to spew negativity at them, and they tell me that they are getting quite a bit of negativity right now. Tonight at 6, you will hear from a family friend who is begging for compassion for the family at this point. Live in Beach Creek, I'm Bianca Marais for News Channel 11.